Ravens flock. The flock rundown is the place to be. My man Ryan has been a lifelong Ravens fan since he was born. So I'm telling you now, it's about to go down. The podcast, the flock rundown. Ravens, baby. Nothing gets better than waking up and wondering how high we can fly. Tune in.
Motionless brainwaves attempt to swim their way to sense, can't tame the untamed.
Appreciate you, Ray. What's up, Ravens fans? My name is Ryan, and welcome back to another episode of the Flock Rundown. Jk Dobbins ends the holdout finally. He is activated off the PUP list and returned to practice today. So it's really good seeing him out there. Training camp practice today was more of a walkthrough, half speed, just to kind of prepare for the Commanders' joint practices tomorrow and Wednesday, which I'm super excited for, just to get another team into the Ravens facility. And Harbaugh said today in his press conference that the starters for the Ravens are going to get a ton of reps these next 2 days versus the Commanders. I feel like those are some of the most interesting practices when you bring another team in here because you get some real competition. Obviously, the Ravens' offense and defense are competing, but you also are kind of looking out for each other, and you hold back to some degree. But not against another team usually, so that brings up another level of competition, and I'm sure these guys are getting tired of going against each other. And maybe Eric DeCosta can talk to the Commanders GM while they're in town and see what we can do about Chase Young. We still need some edge help. I know Van Noy and Clowney are still floating out there, but Clowney had a visit with Jacksonville Jaguars yesterday, so I'm guessing our offer was pretty low, but he also left Jacksonville without a deal, so maybe he is just exploring his offers. And even if we did come in a little low, he still might choose the Ravens over the Jaguars. So he hasn't officially signed anywhere, so he definitely could still come to Baltimore. We clearly didn't blow him away with our offer because he walked out of the building without accepting and then scheduled another visit with the Jacksonville Jaguars. So he's definitely trying to get as much as possible. But we'll see. We'll see how that plays out. We definitely need to sign another edge, I think, and 100% need to get a corner. John Harbaugh today in his press conference went over the injury situation for pretty much everybody, so I'll run through that. Jk Dobbins, as we already said, is activated off PUP, and John Harbaugh said he's 100%. So that's great news. Geno Smith and Trenton Simpson also returned to practice today. So great to hear that. I'm excited to see Trenton Simpson in the preseason game, hopefully. I know he's got a lot of bursts. He's an exciting talent. I loved his game in college, so I really want to see how that translates. I was disappointed that he hadn't been practicing and couldn't play in the last preseason game. Tyler Huntley and Isaiah Likely were not at practice. They got a little banged up in the preseason game, but should not be anything lengthy or serious. James Prochet also missed practice. Harbaugh said he had a back/hip contusion and that he won't be out too long, but it definitely can't help his case, especially after below average performance in the last preseason game, and then now he's hurt. I just can't see a way that he makes this roster. Bad news on the Pepe Williams front, which we kind of already knew. He got carted off, but we got more details. He has to have ankle surgery again. The screw that they put in for his last surgery cracked his bone, and Harbaugh said that this happens sometimes, so he's not out for the entire season, but he's going to miss some time. I'm wishing Pepe a successful surgery and a speedy recovery, but we're going to have to add another corner. He did touch on Jalen Armour-Davis and Arthur Maulet and Rock Ya-Sin as well. Jalen Armour-Davis and Arthur Maulet are kind of in the same spot. He said that they should be back any day now, and he's looking forward to them playing in next preseason game, hopefully. So they're really close. He said Rock Ya-Sin is not as close, but is close. So not expecting him back this week, but I am expecting Jalen Armour-Davis and Arthur Maulet to return at some point soon. And then Rock Ya-Sin hopefully sometime next week. We need to get these corners back just so that they can keep working on their games and get in football shape for the regular season and learn this defense inside and out and get the reps that they need to get. And then also, like Harbaugh said in today's presser, relieve the reps for Marlon Humphrey and the other corners that are getting too many reps, because now you put them at risk since there's just not enough bodies out there. They're running with multiple units, and that's just not good. That's not healthy. That's not smart football, but obviously you can only carry so many people on the roster. And if you have a ton of cornerbacks dealing with injuries and are not playing, you only have so many people that you can use in practice. So they're getting too many reps. It's just not ideal. So we need to get these guys back soon. Right now we can get some camp bodies in, pick people up off the waivers, sign William Jackson, whoever it may be. That's fine. I think that helps us during camp for sure. It helps what Harbaugh was talking about, relieving reps for other guys that are getting too many reps right now. So I think that signing as many of those guys is completely fine for camp, but that's not going to hold up in the regular season. We're still thin with experienced corners, and if they're all having these kind of nagging injuries, sometimes that can linger into the regular season. If he's already having to fight through some injuries maybe earlier in the season, that doesn't bode well for the end of the season or the playoffs when we really need these guys. And finally, we got some info on Tyus Bowser. Harbaugh said that he has an agitated knee, but he's still on schedule for week 1. He said the trainers looked at him today and his knee has looked better than it has, and that he's on pace to start week 1. So that's great news. Obviously, anything can happen, and we've heard many timetables for different injuries before that haven't worked out. Lamar Jackson comes to mind directly for the past few years. So I'll believe it when he's back, and I still want to get another edge guy there just in case. But it was great to see Jk Dobbins back on the field today. Lamar looked happy. The team looked happy. Harbaugh looked happy. And our offense is fully loaded. I'm feeling good about our offense, and I'm feeling good about the entire team. I am feeling good about the defense. It's just the cornerback room is obviously thin and the scariest position on our team right now for sure. It's the weakest position, and it's the position that needs the most help. But I have faith in Eric DeCosta that he'll get that done. There's no way they don't see this already, and if that's the only hole that we really have to fix, I believe that we'll get that done, and I believe that we're still going to have a really successful and fun season. So it's not doom and gloom. We're going to be all right. We got great news. Jk Dobbins is back. I saw some people saying, what's this mean for Keaton Mitchell? I'd be shocked. I'd be blown away if Keaton Mitchell doesn't find his way onto this team. I think they'd cut Melvin Gordon in a heartbeat over Keaton Mitchell just because of the age and the playmaking ability and the fact that Keaton Mitchell is versatile and can be a returner as well. So if you're playing special teams, you're our returner or one of the great return options we have. Maybe Duvernay gets the starting job, I'm not sure, but Keaton Mitchell looked great at returner. I know that they're going to want to use him there, and he could be a versatile running back that can come in a rotation and be involved in the pass game to get big plays and use his explosiveness to open the field up. He's got to make the team over Melvin Gordon. So I don't think that JK coming back affects Keaton Mitchell at all. I would say Keaton Mitchell has leaped Melvin Gordon. And Melvin Gordon really didn't do anything to demote himself. I feel like Melvin Gordon played great and looks like he has some gas left in the tank. I think Melvin Gordon could provide some help for us, but I just think Keaton Mitchell is obviously better. And with his age and versatility, I don't know how he would not make the team over Melvin Gordon. But we'll see. Appreciate you guys tuning in to another episode of the Flock Rundown. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and I'll talk to you guys next time.
Motionless brainwaves attempt to swim their way to sense, can't tame the untamed.